Mundaka Upanisad, Part 1. Chapter 1. Brahma was before the gods were, the creator of all, the guardian of the universe. The vision of Brahman, the foundation of all wisdom, he gave in revelation to his firstborn son, Atavan. That vision and wisdom of Brahman given to Atavan, he in olden times revealed to Angira, and Angira gave it to Satyavaha, who in succession revealed it to Angiras. Now there was a man whose name was Shanaka, owner of a great household, who, approaching one day Angiras with reverence, asked him this question: "Master, what is it that which, when known, all is known?" The master replied, "Sages say that there are two kinds of wisdom, the higher and the lower. The lower wisdom is in the four sacred Vedas, and in the 6 kinds of knowledge that help us to know, to sing, and to use the Vedas. Definition and grammar, pronunciation and poetry, ritual and the signs of heaven. But the higher wisdom is that which leads to the eternal. He is beyond thought and invisible, beyond family and color. He has neither eyes nor ears. He has neither hands nor feet. He is everlasting and omnipresent, infinite in the great and infinite in the small. He is the eternal, whom the sages see as the source of all creation. Even as a spider sends forth and draws in its thread, even as plants arise from the earth and hairs from the body of man, even so the whole creation arises from the eternal. By tapas, the power of meditation, Brahman attains expansion, and then comes primeval matter. And from this comes life and mind, the elements and the worlds and the immortality of ritual action. From that spirit who knows all and sees all, whose tapas is pure vision, from him comes Brahma, the creator, name and form and primal matter. Chapter 2. This is the truth. The actions of devotion that sages heard in sacred verses were told in many ways in the 3 Vedas. Perform them always, O lovers of the true. They are your path of holy action in this world. When the flames of the sacred fire are rising, place then in faith the sacred offerings. If at the sacred fire of Agnihotra no heed is taken of the new moon, or of the full moon, or of the seasons of the year, or of the first fruits of spring, if no guests are present, if the offering of the sacrifice is left undone, or not done according to rule, or the offering to all the gods is forgotten, then the offerer does not attain the reward of the 7 worlds. The dancing flames of the sacred fire are 7, the black, the terrific, that which is swift as the mind, that which is dark with smoke, the deep red, the spark blazing, and the luminous omniformed flame. If a man begins his sacrifice when the flames are luminous, and considers for the offerings the signs of heaven, then the holy offerings lead him on the rays of the sun, where the Lord of all gods has his high dwelling. And when on the rays of sunlight the radiant offerings raise him, when they glorify him in words of melody, welcome, they say, welcome here, enjoy the heaven of Brahma, won by pure holy actions. But unsafe are the boats of sacrifice to go to the farthest shore, unsafe are the 18 books where the lower actions are explained. The unwise who praise them as the highest end go to old age and death again. Abiding in the midst of ignorance, but thinking themselves wise and learned, fools aimlessly go hither and thither like blind led by the blind. Wandering in the paths of unwisdom, quote, "We have attained the end of life," unquote. Think the foolish. Clouds of passion conceal to them the beyond, and sad is their fall when the reward of their pious actions has been enjoyed. Imagining religious ritual and gifts of charity as the final good, the unwise see not the path supreme. Indeed, they have in high heaven the reward of their pious actions, but thence they fall and come to earth, even down to lower regions. But those who in purity and faith live in the solitude of the forest, who have wisdom and peace and long not for earthly possessions, those in radiant purity pass through the gates of the sun to the dwelling place supreme, where the spirit is in eternity. Beholding the worlds of creation, let the lover of God attain renunciation. What is above creation cannot be attained by action. In his longing for divine wisdom, let him go with reverence to a teacher, in whom live the sacred words and whose soul has peace in Brahman. To a pupil who comes with mind and senses in peace, the teacher gives the vision of Brahman, of the spirit of truth and eternity. Part 2, Chapter 1. This is the truth. As from a fire or flame thousands of sparks come forth, even so from the Creator an infinity of beings have life, and to him return again. But the spirit of light above form, never born, within all, outside all, is in radiance above life and mind, and beyond this creation's creator. From him comes all life and mind and the senses of all life. From him comes space and light, air and fire and water, and this earth that holds us all. The head of his body is fire, and his eyes the sun and the moon, his ears the regions of heaven, and the sacred Vedas his word. His breath is the wind that blows, and this whole universe is his heart. This earth is his footstool, he is the spirit that is in all things. From him comes the sun, and the source of all fire is the sun. From him comes the moon, and from this comes the rain and all herbs that grow upon earth. And man comes from him, and man unto woman gives seed, and thus an infinity of beings come from the Spirit Supreme. The verses of the Rig Veda and songs of the Sama Veda, prayers of the Yajur Veda and rites of initiation, sacrifices and offerings and gifts, the offerer of the sacrifice, the year and the worlds, purified by the light from the sun and the moon, all come from the Spirit. From him the oceans and mountains and all rivers come from him, and all herbs, and the essence of all whereby the inner spirit dwells with the elements, all come from him. The Spirit in truth is all, action and the power of tapas, and Brahma the creator and immortality. He who knows him dwelling in the secret place of the heart cuts asunder the bonds of ignorance even in this human life. Chapter 2. Radiant in his light, yet invisible in the secret place of the heart, the Spirit is the supreme abode wherein dwells all that moves and breathes and sees. Know him as all that is and all that is not, the end of love-longing beyond understanding, the highest in all beings. He is self-luminous and more subtle than the smallest, but in him rest all the worlds and their beings. He is the everlasting Brahman, and he is life and word and mind. He is truth and life immortal. He is the goal to be aimed at. Attain that goal, O my son. Take the great bow of the Upanishads and place in it an arrow sharp with devotion. Draw the bow with concentration on him and hit the center of the mark, the same everlasting spirit. The bow is the sacred Om, and the arrow is our own soul. Brahman is the mark of the arrow, the aim of the soul. Even as an arrow becomes one with its mark, let the watchful soul be one in him. In him are woven the sky and the earth and all the regions of the air, and in him rest the mind and all the powers of life. Know him as the one, and leave aside all other words. He is the bridge of immortality. Where all the subtle channels of the body meet, like spokes in the center of a wheel, there he moves in the heart and transforms his one form unto many. Upon Om, Atman yourself, place your meditation. Glory unto you in your faraway journey beyond darkness. He who knows all and sees all, and whose glory the universe shows, dwells as the spirit of the divine city of Brahman in the region of the human heart. He becomes mind and drives on the body and life, draws power from food and finds peace in the heart. There the wise find him as joy and light and life eternal. And when he is seen in his immanence and transcendence, then the ties that have bound the heart are unloosened, the doubts of the mind vanish, and the law of karma works no more. In the supreme golden chamber is Brahman, indivisible and pure. He is the radiant light of all lights, and this knows he who knows Brahman. There the sun shines not, nor the moon, nor the stars. Lightnings shine not there, and much less earthly fire. From his light all these give light, and his radiance illumines all creation. Far spreading before and behind and right and left and above and below is Brahman, the spirit eternal. In truth, Brahman is all. Part 3. Chapter 1. There are two birds, two sweet friends, who dwell on the selfsame tree. The one eats the fruits thereof, and the other looks on in silence. The first is the human soul who, resting on that tree, though active, feels sad in his unwisdom. But on beholding the power and glory of the higher spirit, he becomes free from sorrow. When the wise seer beholds in golden glory the Lord, the Spirit, the Creator of the God of creation, then he leaves good and evil behind, and in purity he goes to the unity supreme. In silent wonder the wise see him as the life flaming in all creation. This is the greatest seer of Brahman, who, doing all his work as holy work, in God, in Atman, in the Self, finds all his peace and joy. The Atman is attained by truth and tapas, whence comes true wisdom and chastity. The wise who strive and who are pure see him within the body in his pure glory and light. Truth obtains victory, not untruth. Truth is the way that leads to the regions of light. Sages travel therein free from desires and reach the supreme abode of truth. He is immeasurable in his light and beyond all thought, and yet he shines smaller than the smallest. Far, far away is he, and yet he is very near, resting in the inmost chamber of the heart. He cannot be seen by the eye, and words cannot reveal him. He cannot be reached by the senses, or by austerity or sacred actions. By the grace of wisdom and purity of mind he can be seen indivisible in the silence of contemplation. This invisible Atman can be seen by the mind, wherein the five senses are resting. All mind is woven with the senses, but in a pure mind shines the light of the self. Whatever regions the pure in heart may see in his mind, whatever desires he may have in his heart, he attains those regions and wins his desires. Let one who wishes for success reverence the seers of the Spirit. Chapter 2. Then he knows the supreme dwelling of Brahman, wherein the whole universe shines in radiance. The wise who, free from desires, adore the Spirit pass beyond the seed of life and death. A man whose mind wanders among desires and is longing for objects of desire goes again to life and death according to his desires. But he who possesses the end of all longing, and whose self has found fulfillment, even in this life his desires will fade away. Not through much learning is the Atman reached, not through the intellect or sacred teaching. He is reached by the chosen of him. To his chosen the Atman reveals his glory. The Atman is not reached by the weak or the careless or those who practice wrong austerity, but the wise who strive in the right way lead their soul into the dwelling of Brahman. Having reached that place supreme, the seers find joy in wisdom, their souls have fulfillment, their passions have gone, they have peace. Filled with devotion, they have found the Spirit in all and go into the all. Those ascetics who know well the meaning of the Vedanta, whose minds are pure by renunciation, at the hour of departing find freedom in the regions of Brahman, and attain the supreme everlasting life. The 15 forms return to their sources and the senses to their divinities. Actions on the self and his knowledge go into the supreme everlasting. As rivers flowing into the ocean find their final peace and their name and form disappear, even so the wise become free from name and form and enter into the radiance of the Supreme Spirit who is greater than all greatness. In truth, who knows God becomes God.